Hello and welcome to Reddie Reviews. I'm your host JT Dickens, and we'll be looking at some newly released music from this past month, as well as some personal recommendations that I've been listening to. Be sure to stick around to the end for the local lookout to hear about some local Arkansas music. Although I wouldn't consider myself to be an avid listener of Taylor Swift, I can't deny that this album has a lot of tracks that I consider to be really great. Style is definitely my favorite single she's put out. It's a perfect nighttime track with a low-key guitar part and synth pads in the instrumental, and the lyrics about two people that keep coming back to each other are really engaging. Out of the Woods is another track with a lot of great moments in the instrumental, like the harmonies in the final chorus and the slow yet driving synths throughout, along with lyrics about the anxiety of a past relationship. Of course, with this being one of her re-recorded albums, there's only minor differences compared to the original version of this release. Her vocal delivery on This Love feels and sounds closer than the original version and has an almost ASMR-like quality to it. And extremely small details in the instrumentals, like the drums on the bridge of Shake It Off sounding tighter on Taylor's version, are also something that the average listener won't notice. The real highlight of this re-recorded project is more so on the bonus tracks than the main tracks. A lot of these vault tracks feel a little more chilled out and low-key sonically, which I think is really cool and makes me wonder what this album could have been if she decided to go in this direction instead of the more upbeat pop direction that's on both versions of this album. Say Don't Go and Is It Over Now sound like they were cut from the same cloth that This Love and Out of the Woods were, with lyrics that mainly focus on looking back on a past heartbreak. Ultimately, if you don't want to hear tracks that you've already heard before with very minor differences in delivery and sound, I would just check out the bonus tracks if you're curious. But if you're a die-hard Swiftie, check the whole thing out if you're interested. Whenever I think of the feel and vibe of this album, I always come back to the description of it having great Gatsby movie vibes. Whether that be because of the black, white, and gold visuals, or the fact that the other JT wears a suit in all of the promotional material, this project definitely feels somewhat lavish and grand compared to his first two albums. Lead single Suit and Tie is a suave track that brings the vibes I talked about, with brass parts, what sounds like a vibraphone glissando sample, and includes a verse from Jay-Z talking about rich and expensive things, name-dropping many designer brands and referencing truffles in one bar. Also, this album features a lot of extended outros on many of the tracks that take them into a different direction than they started in, but that also makes the runtime of each song longer. Just about every track on this album, including the singles, are over 4 to 5 minutes long, with some jumping to 8 minutes. Now, while that might turn some people off to listening, I think the way some of these tracks are structured makes them not feel long at all. Let the Groove Get In is a fun track with a samba-like instrumental that breaks into an instrumental bridge that adds and subtracts instruments to keep the listener on their toes. Strawberry Bubblegum has chopped violin samples that pop up throughout a more low-key electronic beat that shifts into a bossa nova jazz lounge-like sound for its outro, and Mirrors, the big hit off of this album, is absolutely incredible, and the outro that's cut out of the radio edit is absolutely amazing with a piano-led melody. And of course, the lyrics are also good on this one too, with many of the lyrical themes being focused around love. Tunnel Vision uses camera metaphors to describe his feelings of fixating on a girl he loves with reverse piano samples and staccato strings, while Don't Hold the Wall has a confident man asking a girl to, as the title suggests, get off the wall and come dance with him, with a sly, almost animalistic sounding instrumental. And once again, Mirrors' lyrics about his current wife, Jessica Biel, and how their relationship constantly evolves through them seeing and changing the imperfections in themselves are absolutely great and incredibly heartfelt. Overall, if you're looking for a solid pop album that showcases Justin at his best, this is one to check out. It's time for the local lookout. This segment is where I'll be shouting out a release from a local Arkansas band or artist. This episode, we'll be taking a look at indie rock band Jupiter's Flytrap out of Conway, Arkansas. With a summer sound and lyrics that anyone could relate to, Jupiter's Flytrap show a more light-hearted side to them on their newest single, I Need a Vacation. This one is really vibey, with trippy synths courtesy of guitar and keys player Ian Collins, and Caden Mallett giving the track a laid-back yet focused groove with his drumming. The track also features a lot of goofy cartoon sounds throughout, which I think are quite funny, and the track fading into those sounds in the intro oddly reminded me of The Woods by Chick Corea. The lyrics are quite interesting too, and gradually get more matter-of-fact, as lead singer Indy Minette talks about wanting to go on vacation, and lists off the many places she wants to go that aren't here, but ultimately decides that she can't because it's too expensive to go. I know I can relate to that, and I'm sure others can too. If you're looking for a trippy and fun track with relatable lyrics, this is one to listen to. Currently, the band has plenty of shows planned for the rest of the year, with plans for another single or two leading up to their debut album early next year. So to follow everything Jupiter's Flytrap is up to and to see when they'll be playing a show next, you can follow them at jupiters.flytrap on Instagram. And that's all for this episode. If you want to stay up to date on all things HTV, consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell for more content here at Henderson Television. Also, follow us on Instagram at henderson.television for updates on future releases, and check out the brand new Reddie Reviews playlist to listen to all of the tracks that I've mentioned in this and previous episodes. Tune in next month for more recent, personal favorites, and local music. I've been JT Dickens, and until next time, listen loud. Welcome back to the honorable mentions part of the video where the credits roll beside me and I list off some albums that I did not get to review this month. And for this Reddie review, I'm going to mention some albums from November as well. So here we go. Blink-182, One More Time, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, The Silver Cord, Troye Sivan, Something to Give Each Other, Kevin Abstract, Blanket, Semisonic, Little Bit of Sun, Pink Pantheress, Heaven Knows. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to Henderson Television.